The little things that will improve your life are the hardest to do. Our brains are not designed to hurt us. They are shaped to protect us. Let's hear that again. The little things that will improve your life are the hardest to do. Our brains are not designed to hurt us. They are shaped to protect us. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Africa. And good evening, Asia. Welcome to the 87th edition of African Fiesta, reaching you from Apex1Radio. Is a radio way of celebrating Africa in the continent's socio-economic and cultural life. So, listener, how much of Africa do you really know in terms of geography, history, politics, economics, culture, sports, cuisine, tourism? I mean, you name it. How much of African music do you get to listen to or to dance to? These are some of the questions we do well to answer on African Fiesta, just on Apex1Radio.
African Fiesta brings African values to the platform and presents them to the rest of the world. And in this 87th edition of the show,
intellectual comedy takes the lead as the art continues to make greater inroads in the African entertainment sector. Increasingly, young comedians are drifting away from just producing humorous content that will provoke laughter to one that will be pregnant with meaning. Ngwane Hansel is known to have been one of the pioneers of this new angle in producing humorous content. His The Hansel Show is a typical depiction of this assertion, which is in the headlines as we speak. So, what is it that makes the revised version of The Hansel Show tick?
And so, who is who on the Hansel Show? What impact has it been creating? These questions and more will be answered by the Boya-based comedian who will be speaking live from Cameroon in this 87th edition of African Fiesta, just on Apex1Radio.
The Malawian film industry has been on focus within the last 2 weeks following cuts of action movies released on social media. These captivating teasers are clearly indicating that Africa is gearing towards great achievements in its movie sector. But before Malawi came to the spotlight, Henry Obama has gotten deep into martial arts in film. He is a Cameroonian action movie actor who doubles as a producer of the upcoming No Time. From Yaoundé, the filmmaker would be throwing more light on this upcoming production, plus his impression on the Malawi action film example.
Fine, it has definitely come to stay. Call it Facebook Live. So, is this now fast-growing communication option gradually encroaching on the traditional television arena? Such fears could be genuine when one notices the rate at which Facebook Live is winning social media space. But how can this new form of communication relate with television? Can both coexist, or the new order could just be on its way to replace the old one? Communication expert Tabitha Kings takes a look at the phenomenon. Our reporter will be speaking live from Douala, Cameroon, just in this edition of African Fiesta on Apex1Radio.
Also, in this edition of African Fiesta, we shall be having the contribution of Zita Mapala in Yaoundé, Solomon Atta in South Africa, and Winechair Cynthia in Bamenda. But first, listeners, let's bow our heads and say thank you, Lord, for a moment. And we shall be doing that in the company of our host, Ernest Kanjo and Maggie Daizy.
And so we begin traditionally with a word of prayer just to thank God for making it happen on Apex1radio. So wherever you are listening to us at this point in time, just bow down your heads. Let's say thank you, God. And we're going to do that in the company of Eben in this beautiful gospel music piece. Call it Victory.
Giving me victory. Oh, my God has given me victory. He has given me victory. Oh. All the days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Jesus, you love me plenty. You came to die for me. Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nissi, I am that I am. Ooh, oh, I searched around, there's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man.
God has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
God has given me victory.
God has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
Hallelujah. He has taken away my sorrows and now I'm free. I got my hallelujah, bro. I got my hallelujah, power. Because of Jesus, every day that I got double heavenly blessings now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God, in your grace and mercy is always to follow me. Yeah.
Father, we thank you for this new day. Lord, we thank you for the blessings. Father, we thank you for everything you do in our lives. Father, we thank you for this fresh edition of African Fiesta. We pray that, Lord, you should inspire the speakers, all those who are going to participate on the show today. Lord, give them the wisdom. And we pray that whatever will be said on African Fiesta today, Lord, it will go a long way to promote our beautiful African continent. Father, we thank you for everything. Bless the listeners as well. And we pray that you implore the Holy Spirit to guide us as we ride on with this show. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, we've prayed. Amen.
Let's give him praises now. Because of Jesus, every day now double heavenly blessings now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God, in your grace and mercy is always to follow. Yeah,
God has given me victory.
He has given me victory. Oh, my God has given me victory. Oh. they do. Double, heavenly blessings that he might do.
Beautiful piece of music there titled Victory by Eben, Nigerian gospel music artist. It has brought the time to 20 minutes past 8 here in the studio of Apex1 Radio. It's Saturday, the 16th of September 2017. It's a fresh edition of African Fiesta. We're doing the 87th edition of the Variety Magazine show here on Apex1 Radio. And of course, like I mentioned earlier on, is going to be a presentation of two young yet dynamic ladies, Carista, laBelle, and Maggie Daizy. Maggie, good morning. Well, how are you today?
Good morning, Ernest Kanjo. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. I am feeling great and pumped to kick the show off.
How was your working week?
My week was wonderful. It went by very quickly because I knew at the end of the week I will be doing this.
Okay, so you'll be doing this with Carista, laBelle. Carista, how are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, so the ball is in the court of the ladies. Traditionally, we begin African Fiesta with music of the yesteryears. So let's begin from the DR Congo. Then we shall continue to do the African ride. And so, African Fiesta continues on Apex1 Radio.
Welcome back, listeners. This is African Fiesta on Apex1 Radio. In just a few minutes, we will be talking with Ngwane Hansel of Yaoundé, Cameroon. Hansel is the pioneer of the new form of entertainment and comedy that dives into more thoughtful issues such as politics and the other happenings in our culture today. Good morning again, listeners in Columbus, Ohio, afternoon listeners in Cameroon, and evening in Asia. We are back on Apex1Radio with African Fiesta, and on the phone we have Ngwane Hansel. Good morning, Hansel. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show. I hope you're doing okay.
We are very thrilled to have you. Your The Hansel Show has been the talk of Cameroon. How is it going with the show?
Well, so far so good, and I'm just happy that we're getting things running and hoping to have more exposure as time goes on.
Okay. So The Hansel Show is not new per se. You started this show some time ago but halted. What went wrong?
Yes, the Hansel Show is not new. This is actually the second season of the Hansel Show. So when we did the Hansel Show sometime late last year, and then we went on break, coupled with the internet blackout in Cameroon, because it was predominantly an internet show. So we had to halt till everything was restored.
So, what has been the public's reaction since the launching of the new version of the Hansel Show?
Hello?
Yes, I said, what has been the public's reaction since the launching of the new version of the Hansel Show?
The reaction?
Yes, the public's reaction. I mean, from your viewers. And
Well, most people thought I went out I stopped doing the show. So when I came back, I realized that those who didn't even verbally appreciate the show were so happy because they call it like some sort of weekly comic relief to their probably daily monotonous and boring life. So it was tremendous support.
Yeah, of course, given the political atmosphere in Cameroon right now, it's a blessing to have you back on air. What innovations did you bring on the show to make it look more appealing, as is the case now?
Okay, I first, my attire changed from traditional African fabric to a more classy Western African culture. And also I try to bring the topic had to center mostly around Cameroon because I did a lot of foreign topics in season 1. But I realized that when I spoke about topics that people in Cameroon related to, it worked so well for the show.
Okay, so once again, can you try to paint out clearly or describe the entire concept of the Hansel Show to us this morning?
Well, the concept of the Hansel Show is a comedy show based on a news report format. It's like you're reading the news, but we don't give fake news. We give the real news a touch of comedy to it. So actually, this report part is just a small part of the bigger project for the Hansel Show.
Oh, okay. So, comparing it to what Cardinal Dubian does, like, how does the Hansel Show stand out? Apart from it being, as comparing it to the Journal Dubian on is it Equinox TV? So how different is your Hansel Show from that? Apart from it just being in English.
No, actually, for now, what I need to put in is that for now the show we're trying to get it on national TV.
Okay.
So then we can't really say more on the little the little secrets of the show.
But I just want you to give us a little bit of what makes your show stand out from every other comedy news show.
One, it is done in English.
Okay.
Which is different, especially in Cameroon. We really haven't had shows in Cameroon that are in English, comedy shows. Most of them are done in pidgin, which reflects mostly our Nigerian neighbors.
All right.
So the second thing is the attention is very critical, which means it talks about current topics at a certain time. And the final thing is it has a touch of class, which separates itself from indigenous or what I call grassroots comedy in Cameroon.
Okay.
And I'm sure that with a production such as yours, there are so many moving parts to, bring the show to light. How challenging or easy is it to produce a show such as the Hansel Show?
Oh, trust me, the Hansel Show, to produce one episode is so challenging. Because the first thing is I write everything myself. I have to supervise the production and post-production myself. Plus, I have to supervise the promotion myself. It's still a small team for now. We're working on expanding once we get a major outlet. So, one, you need to write jokes that are family friendly and also not so offensive, because not everything that is funny is appropriate for a general audience. So it is a lot of work. Just those 5 minutes, it's like you're doing a whole movie.
So can you walk us through, a production, a one episode show? Where do you start? Where do you end? And eventually, how do you get yourself on air for your viewers? What does that process entail?
Mm-hmm. I beg your pardon.
Can you briefly just walk us through a single episode production?
Okay. It starts basically with writing. This is the process. Let me give you the process. It starts with writing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group, we come together and we have written the jokes, and then now we come together and they sort out which ones are appropriate, which ones are weak, which ones are strong. So after structuring that, we now check, which pictures will best correspond to each story. And then after that, when we are done, when it's shooting time, we try to work on the delivery, timing, facial expression, and gesture. And then after everything is done, we edit it. The laugh tracks are synchronized in such a way that we fit perfectly with each punchline. Finally, we try to promote using all the avenues that will suit the context of each joke.
Sounds like a very intense process.
Okay, like you said before, you try in the new concept, you try talking more about current situations in Cameroon. So, what is your criteria for choosing the topics we should talk on your show? Concept.
Okay, topics are chosen based on the following criteria. One, the scope. How many people has it affected? We can't just bring something from one small area, and except we're trying to create a set of sensitization for it. Number two, is it politically correct? We need to find out if it's politically correct. Because in as much as I'm trying to make people laugh, I'm trying to stay away from jail too. You know, and we also find out if it will add credibility to life. In the sense that let people don't just look and click the next video. How many lives can it change or can it influence?
Oh, okay. I see. So, during the launch of the new season of your show, there was this trend of official sponsor. So it kind of got confusing because usually on a show you have like one or two official sponsors. But for the Hansel show, everybody was a sponsor. So what was all that concept about?
Here's the thing. We try to do something different. We didn't want to... Sometimes when shows come up and people have projects and TV projects, they always try to differentiate between the show and their fans. They will try to include our fans in the whole project by making them our official sponsors. In that way, they felt, but they didn't feel like fans of the show. They felt like the show, it was their own show. And I think that plan worked so well because everybody now feeling as a sponsor of the show, try to push the show as far as possible.
Okay, so did you get the real sponsors? Not to say they were fake, but I mean the people that actually not just put their listening ears on it. I'm talking about people who put in resources, financial resources into it. So did you succeed to get those sponsors?
Oh, we had people who supported the show one way or the other. Till now, we really haven't had an official sponsor, though we are talking behind the scenes with a few investors that, these things take time.
Oh, okay. To everybody listening to us, the Hansel Show needs a sponsor. Okay, so if you're out there and you're interested to sponsor the Hansel Show, you can hit him up. Can you drop your number? We'll never know.
Thanks for the advertising, by the way. But there's one thing. Most sponsors want to come out their own agenda. But the last thing a show needs is for a showrunner to do or presenter of the show is to lose creative control of the show, because we have had the problems with some investors who want to come in but want to take the pace and the whole condition of the show, which is sometimes difficult because when you have a show in mind, you want people who will come in just to follow. They might come and add a few things, but to completely change the landscape of the show, it's difficult.
Okay. I'm sure our listeners are more than excited to, go with you on this journey by becoming sponsors on the show. The sky is the limit for the Hansel Show. Now, Hansel, you've done season 1 and you're currently on season 2. Which episode of the show will you be caught watching over and over and over again, and why will you be watching that episode?
Actually, this one I did on Stanley being a cook and calling food stuff in his songs. That one was hilarious. But what people like is the one I did on Jovi. So sometimes I watch people and try to compare. Okay, why do people like this one and why do I like this? But these are the two favorite topics and episodes that I did.
All right, Hansel, what about you drop a little joke for our listeners, because you are known for being extremely funny, and we want to have a piece of that this morning.
I beg your pardon?
So what about you drop a joke for our listeners, because you're known for being really, really funny, and we want to have a taste of the Hansel Show on African Fiesta this morning.
Oh, to drop a joke?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. I've been listening to realize I've been joking since you started calling.
That
was more than 10 minutes of joking.
Yeah,
wow.
That was spot on.
For free.
I'm going to leave today and I will become a comedian myself. I've gotten so many tips from you on how to run a show. Watch out for me. It's going to be the Maggie Daizy Show. Thank you so much for coming on to talk with us this morning.
Yeah, before you go, when is the next edition of your show coming up?
The next edition, we took a 2-week break because we are trying to get a national TV. But from next week, it comes up every Friday, 7:30 p.m. For now, we have a local TV that shows in ITV, but people can go on the online platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, / The Hansel Show. Everything ends with The Hansel Show.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, Hansel. It was a pleasure speaking with you. We hope to talk to you again in the nearest future.
Of course, and probably I hope we'll be physical that time, because I'm playing on a US store. So.
Wonderful.
That would be nice. Good morning, dear listeners, and once more welcome on your favorite African Fiesta show. presented here on Apex1 Radio today, the 16th day of September 2017. So on this episode of the show, it is packed and we have people coming from all over the world. We just spoke to Hansel of the Hansel Show, who is a comedian based in Cameroon. And about right now, we are going to Essen, Germany to talk to Queen laBelle, who is on gospel artist par excellence. She's had beautiful tracks over there, and she just released Champion last year, which was a really big hit for her. And she also just released another song, which she's gonna talk to us about this morning. And in about a few minutes, we'll be heading right straight to Germany to talk to Queen laBelle. Stay tuned on your favorite radio, Apex1 Radio.
Basso Écoute, belle.
L'Afrique, l'Europe et les États-Unis, nous allons bouger. Alors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jésus, le Fils de Dieu. Jésus, le roi des rois. Jésus, le tout-puissant. Il n'a pas changé. Il est glorieux. Jésus, le prince de paix. Oh oui, Jésus, le roi des rois. Jésus, le Fils de Dieu. Il n'a pas changé. Il est glorieux. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime. Je veux y aller. Si tu es malade, loue Jésus. Si tu es stérile, loue Jésus. Si tu es célibataire, loue Jésus. Il est glorieux. Jésus m'a donné la vie, il m'a donné la joie, il m'a racheté, il est mon salut. Mon ami, viens à Jésus, viens à Jésus.
Good morning, dear listeners. Welcome back to Apex1radio Africa Fiesta. That beautiful piece of music is titled Loué Jésus, and the author is Quincy Bell. She is on standby in Essen, Germany, ready to tell us about her latest single.
La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller. La nouvelle Jérusalem, moi je l'aime, je veux y aller.
Welcome back to Apex1radio African Fiesta, here with Carista, laBelle, and Maggie Daizy, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. Quincy, good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hello, Quincy, are you there?
Hello?
Quincy Bell, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Hello, good afternoon, Maggie. I'm good. Hello?
Hello, Quincy. I'm just listening to this wonderful music that you put out, Loué Jésus. I understand it was released a couple of days ago. And what has been the public reception to this piece?
There seems to be a technical hitch right there. We'll just go on a short musical break, and in a few minutes we'll get back to you with Quincy.
Hello?
Yes, Quincy, can you hear us? Hello?
Yes? Yes? Hello? Yes, Maggie?
All right, let's ride on.
Hi, Quincy. Welcome back to the studio. Unfortunately, we were having some technical difficulties. It's been a few days since the release of this piece, Loué Jésus. What has been the public's reaction to it? Quincy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, but not clearly, Maggie.
Okay, Quincy, can you hear me? So, Maggie was asking what has been the public's reaction to...
Carista, yes?
Yes. So, what has been the public's reaction to your new single, Louis Jesus? Okay, this is what is going on. You have your monitor on. So what you want to do for us is to turn off the receptor you have beside you because it's echoing on the background. Then we'll get back to you, Quincy.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. As I enter in His courts, I will rise up as eagles and soar with Him on high. And as I enter in His room, I will be full of His power, and then I will be changed. I'm a champion, I'm a victor, I'm a success in Him. I'm a winner, not a loser. I'm a conqueror in Him. I'm a champion, I'm a victor, I'm a success in Him. I'm a winner, not a loser. I'm a conqueror in Him. And as I enter in your courts, Lord, I will rise up on eagle wings and fly with you on high. As I enter in your throne room, I will rise and accomplish your purpose for me. I'm a champion, I'm a victor, I'm a success in you. I'm a winner, not a loser. I'm a conqueror in you. I'm a champion, I'm a victor, I'm a success in you. I'm a winner, not a loser. I'm a conqueror in you.
Welcome back to African Fiesta on Apex1radio. We have with us on the phone Quincy Bell, who is the singer of Louis Jesus, that beautiful piece of music you were listening to. Quincy, can you hear us clearly this morning? Quincy, are you there?
Hi, Carista. Hello, yeah, Carista.
Hi, Quincy. How are you doing? How's Germany today?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
This life is a journey that we gotta pass through. We got a destiny we must get to. So why some people gonna try to change the destiny of others? But you know, system alive is in you. Nobody can stop now. Try to catch me. You love the way you boom them eyes. You see them run, them go fly. Try to catch me. You love the way you boom them eyes. You see them run. For you have been a Rastafari, 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 Rastafari. You have been a Rastafari, 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 Rastafari. You know that you. That's why I am trusting everything you do. It's so generous, that credibility. I've got it. The way you fight for me no doubt it. Daddy, me no doubt it. Daddy, me no doubt it. Me ain't never gonna see no misery, 'cause I'm a radical for you. You see them run, them go fly, and they try to catch me. I love the way you boom them eye, me see them run. For you I've been a Rastafari. For you I've been a Rastafari. I love the way you settle things that hold me at one. No evil comes around the place, 'cause you always all around. For you I be the radical. For you I be the Rastafari. go be forever. Together, oh baby. Me and you, we go be forever. Anila mama, Anila papa, eh. Ooh tata, ooh tata, ooh tata. Make me suck at this Benzikin. Me and you go live as one, baby. Me and you go live as one, baby. Pull a me eh, pull a peel, baby. Pull a me eh, pull a. Me and you go live as one.
Welcome back to Apex1radio. We are coming to you live on Apex Snap African Fiesta. My mistake. We're coming to you live on African Fiesta here with Carista, laBelle, and Maggie Daizy from our studio in Columbus, Ohio. We want to say good morning to all our listeners in the United States of America. Good afternoon to our African listeners, and good evening to our Asian listeners. If you're just joining us, please stay tuned. We just spoke with Ngwana Hansel of the Hansel Show. He is doing fantastic work in the comedy department from Buea, Cameroon. And we will soon be returning with more captivating and entertaining guests on our show. Please stay tuned. It is I, Maggie Daizy, and Carista, laBelle.
Félix Mondon, Ousmane Kaba.
Nani moto pesa perma seye mokolora komatora yango oyonda bilelo kokumisa ye tata nzambe mosungi perche
Ohona kosenga na yo nzambe mosalisi papa bikisa biso bana ya nekomo bitumba bitondi na moko yo yawe
It has definitely come to stay. Call it Facebook Live. So it is now fast-growing communication option gradually encroaching on the traditional television arena. Such fears could be genuine when one notices the rate at which Facebook Live is winning social media space. But how can this new form of communication relate with television? Can both coexist, or the new order just be on its way to replace the old one? Communication expert Tabifa Kings takes a look at the phenomenon. Our reporter will be speaking live from Douala, Cameroon. And yes, we have Tabifa King right here with us right now. And hello, Tabifa.
Hello.
How is Douala this morning?
Douala has been very rainy all day.
All right. That should be a lot of fun, or not really. So, yes, you are here to talk to us about Facebook Live. So, we are all yours.
Yeah, remember when we were kids, back in the 90s, we used to wait for 6 p.m. for the CRTV to come on, At the airport, programs like Tam Tam Weekend, Third Artifice, or The World This Week were the unique moments for us to watch our favorite presenters dish to us the best of information, education, and entertainment. But as time evolved through the 90s, advertising found home on broadcast television. More TV magazines, talk shows, and programs like Vox Pop found their place on television, giving the common man the platform of expression. It was stardom to appear on television, Of course, you can imagine what it meant to be a broadcast television proprietor or a commercial at the media space department of a television station at the time. Quite lucrative. In fact, they were the entry gates to majestic universe of television broadcast. That was right into the first decade of the 21st century. Television has been the magic canal through which video lived, and cultures, customs, and lifestyle was exchanged around the world, especially in places like Cameroon. Then slowly came the multimedia boom, especially the video age, started by YouTube.com, where people could make and upload videos to view them everywhere in the world. The magic started moving from TV screen to the phone, especially with the smartphone age. Gmail came up with avenues like Hangouts, where you could have live discussions and teach live online. You had Skype that came in with live phoning, and then you had Periscope, which came in with video streaming, Then in 2004 came the boom blast called Facebook Live. This was an integrated system on the social media giants called Facebook that gave users the capacity to put up videos live as they shoot. This timid and curious phenomenon started to grow like wildfire around the world. In Cameroon specifically, it started as a fun tool for what we call slay queens and slay kings to slay their viewers and followers with the latest fashions and vibes. Then came the rant mongers who criticize and poke fun on social, cultural, economic, political, and religious issues. And before you knew it, comedians cracked the jokes through the channel, ministers of God preached the gospel through the channel, and professionals sold their products, and the list continues. Well, so much for TV businessmen who were already making a good fortune from the trade. The tendency was a steady switch to this cheaper, wider coverage and personalized method of broadcast yourself, what I call broadcast yourself communication. Facebook Live came to become the salvation of low-budget startups and businesses to reach wider audiences at the time where buying a 30-second space from the average television station was more than 100,000 for prime time. And that was a hindrance for publicity and public relations to such firms. Moreover, with the monetization system where you can make money from Facebook videos, it totally changed the game. And algorithms too with Facebook Live gives you the possibility to see, like in live, you see who is watching you from which part of the country. And, also with that monetization system, you are able to see the profit you're making by monetizing your video, which became a more profitable way of broadcasting your data. Facebook Live is no doubt the trendiest method to get video data and information. The fact that you can watch a TV program on your mobile device from a remote area or while moving makes Facebook Live a great preference of the people. But to think that Facebook Live will take over television is a far-fetched dream. First, the marketing and client loyalty plan of television stations has made them acquire a huge audience and viewership. This keeps the continuity and constant consumption of television by a larger population of viewers. Second, television is still the world standard for video media broadcasting, especially for official news, production of TV shows, and entertainment videos. As such, they remain the reference point for such information. Besides, most live videos are amateur and need verification, unlike television that has more credibility and authority. Well, in summary, Facebook Live, in spite of its growing power, cannot make television extinct. The two can only but coexist. In the media planning process, you always find television included, but you don't find Facebook Live in the menu because it's more of a spontaneous and more casual form of communication meant for a more social audience. Facebook Live has greatly contributed to the democratization, multiplication, cheapening, and liberalization of video content production and broadcasting worldwide. And in the coming future, may grow to be the choicest audiovisual communications canal for information, education, and entertainment. It will also become, as Facebook is already, the video supplement for extending the audience of content producers from media, individual, and institutional sources. Well, enough of the talking. I think I should go and do a Facebook Live video, so maybe I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you very much, King. So, are there any tips you can give for anybody who is wanting to start a Facebook Live?
Yes, the first tip I'll give you is you should have a specific topic. Except you want to just be doing Facebook Lives for fun, but if you want to do it professionally or if you want to do it for business, you should first of all have a specific topic that you talk about constantly. For example, of course, we'll know what to expect from Gwana Hansel if we're going on his Facebook Live page to have fun. We'll know what we are expecting to get from NS Kanjo. We'll get information about Apex1radio. You should have a specific topic. Secondly, you should have a good smartphone with a good camera and a good microphone so that you have quality image and quality sound. Third, you should have a plan or a schedule that you have a specific time that you go live so that people know that if I want to get Carista live, I go at 8 p.m. precisely. And then the final thing I'll tell you about Facebook Live is please be as brief as possible. The longer you are live, the more boring you become and the less you have audience.
All right. King, thank you very much. You're hearing from a media expert, and thank you very much for coming on the show today, and hope we talk to you some other time.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure always being on Apex1Radio.
Keep listening to us here on Apex1Radio. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's another one. Wee's boy. Yes. Let's go down. Let's go down. If to see you be busy, then I go be your rice. If to see you be bread, then I go be your butter. If to see you be tea, then I go be your sugar. But now when you be my Julie, then I go be your Romeo. Follow, 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 then I go be your Romeo. Follow, 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 then I go be your Romeo. Señorita, no other girl is sweeter. I'm in love with you, I don't need Shiva. Oh, chiki, chiki, chiki. Make me the carry go, Monagi, give me no something about you, they catch me go. Oh, my baby, no, 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 no. Why you they make me they go banana? Yummy, yummy. Now you be my cherry to go. Someone show me love. If you want make we go Kondo, if you want make we go Congo, I can always buy the good to go. I'm ready to leave, go away. If you see
You're listening to Apex1 Radio, African Fiesta here on Apex1 Radio, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. We will be back with Solomon Atta from South Africa. Stay with us.
My baby, make me dance, ballet, 'cause you're the only one for me. No, 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 no. Wherever you go, whatever you say, whatever you do, if you say you be me, then I go be alright. If you say you be bread, then I go be your butter. If you say you be tea, then I go be your sugar. But now when you be my Julie, then I go be your Romeo. Follow, 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 then I go be your Romeo. Follow, 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 follow.
Welcome back to African Fiesta number 87, reaching you live from Apex1 Radio. Let's board our next flight, this time leading us to South Africa, where things have been happening just like in other parts of the continent. A man in Johannesburg now joins us. His name is Solomon Atta. Hello, Solomon. Welcome to the show.
And your listeners to Johannesburg, where the sun is overhead. It's just past 3 o'clock, 20 minutes after 3 o'clock local time, whereby there is quite a festive sound flush, a very ambient atmosphere here, and what fundraising season, a period in which we, as Cameroonian diaspora within this geographical region of Gauteng, the province of gold, the province that hosts 4% of South Africa's GDP. So it's a wonderful day here, slightly humid. So this is the beginning of Cameroonian Diaspora Development Season. Maggie?
What is Cameroonian Diaspora Development Season that you're organizing over in South Africa? Can you tell us about
$15.41.
We are having a few technical difficulties. We will be right back with you. Stay with us here on Apex1Radio.
Say me and you will not play, my baby. Then go say anything where they wanna say, my baby. We go be anything that we wanna be. I'm in love with you, baby girl. I'm in love with you. Wanna dance with you, baby girl. Wanna dance with you. Baby click a tie, if I get on a mama. Baby dance to my sukus, baby muna gige be. Jongolo, jongolo ya jongolo. Jongolo, Jongolo, baby. Jongolo, yeah, Jongolo, 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 yeah, Jongolo, Jongolo. My sweetie potato, my sweetie potato. Show them what they know. Then go put this stuff on news. Yeah. Jongolo, Jongolo, yeah, Jongolo, Jongolo.
Welcome back to Apex1Radio African Fiesta. We have Solomon Atta from South Africa on the phone. Welcome back to the show, Solomon.
Thank you very much, Maggie. Welcome to you and your listeners. We got interrupted there technically. As I was sharing with our listeners that the Cameroonian diaspora in South Africa, this is the launch of this month already. In fact, every year, from the end of August, every year in South Africa, most African diasporas based here organize events almost on a weekly basis aimed at raising money, funds, and most of this money, if not all of it, is sent back at home, which is then used for various development activities within the communities that they come. So in fact, as of last week and the 9th of September 2017, we already had a couple of events within the context of raising these development funds. Maggie?
Thank you, and thank you for the work that you're doing over there to help our country Cameroon. Do you have any specific places that you're targeting when you raise these funds, or do you have any institutions that you would like to use the funds to better?
Thank you for that question. Absolutely. In the course of the year, as within the Cameroonian context, most Cameroonian diaspora here in Johannesburg and in South Africa as a whole, they belong to various associations along perhaps linguistic lines or along tribal lines or even to the level of divisional or provincial geographical marks or demarcations. So what this means is that in the course of the year, development activities, because as expatriates, we are in constant contact with what is happening or what is on the bars back at home in Cameroon. And in the course of the year, a lot of the challenges development-wise are being identified. And during the fundraising season that begins in August or end of August every year, some of these activities or events are organized in order to raise funds that then respond to the various needs. And I'll give you a few. One could be putting up a structure like a school classroom. One could be buying medical equipment. one could be putting up electricity or contributing to electricity reaching certain hinterland or hinterland parts of the various community. Others could be contributing in building development, maybe a bridge, maybe a road, maybe a hospital building, or specific needs that really respond to the needs of the communities back at home. So all of these activities, in fact, I would like to mention that during this season, in the past 3 years that I have witnessed in Johannesburg, it's a very, very serious and very serious, something that is taken quite seriously within the context of our communities, in the sense that each time someone receives an invitation to participate at a gala event, they are very careful in terms of understanding what exactly is the funds that are going to be raised, going to be used for, and who is responsible in terms of the project manager to channel, to make sure that these funds are channeled to the right quarters, and that in some cases, some of our big donors within the communities have been able to request proof of the previous expenses or previous development projects that were carried out in this case. In fact, within our own organization, we are being asked to demonstrate by show of proof of how the money that was donated within our own gala event last year has been spent. And we were able to show pictures of a book donation project that we carried out. So this is something that is becoming a norm, very strengthened by the willingness of community members of the Cameroonian diaspora within Johannesburg to contribute, and in most cases they contribute quite tremendously and enormously towards these development initiatives, especially if these organizations to which they have made contributions are able to show proof of the money that they have received before and how it was spent and who were the recipients of the various gestures. And all associations, or at least most of them, have been able to show how the money was used either to build a school classroom or to buy books or to do whatever it is that was indicated, or as in this case for this year 2017 is indicated on the invitations that have been sent out or the other communications that have been published either on social media or within the community itself. Maggie?
Now, Solomon, for our listeners who want to be a part of this organization that you have, people who want to help other people back home in Cameroon, or people who want to contribute to the efforts that you have going on, how can they reach you? How can someone get an invitation to this process?
Very much for that question. We are, in terms of my organization, and you would notice that I've spoken generally in terms of the development season.
You have 15.
We had a little technical hitch right there. We'll take a short musical break and we'll get back to you in about a few minutes.
C'est Nelly encore. Je sais que t'es fatigué, mais j'ai vraiment envie de te faire te déstresser ce soir. Toi tu disais, tu cherches le vrai amour. Je pense que tu es au bon endroit. Il y a des filles, il y a des hommes partout. Raconte ta Lucie ou un autre moi que toi. N'est pas la peine. Pas qu'au fil du temps tu penses laisser tomber. Non, mais c'est pas le temps. Il y a de l'espoir. Toi qui es venu à cette fête tout seul. Ne t'inquiète, tu peux venir dans mes bras quand tu veux. Ou alors dans ses bras. Celui-là, lui, elle. Je pense que vous avez fait long boulot. ce soir avec l'amour de ta vie. Alors regardez-les tout au rond, regardez, ils sont contents. Oh, l'amour qui a besoin de s'amuser. Alors lève-toi, danse. On s'en fout. Hein. Oh, qui a besoin de se faire serrer très fort. Alors si tu es la seule ce soir, mes bras sont ouverts. Viens dans mes bras. Viens. Pas que ton amour a besoin de zouker. Viens. Alors, viens. Oh, oh, oh. Viens dans mes bras. Oh, oh. Viens, on va zouker. N'aie pas honte. N'aie pas peur. Vas-y.
Welcome back to Apex1radio. I am Maggie Daizy here in the studio with Carista laBelle. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Henry Obama. The Malawian film industry has been on focus within the last 2 weeks following cuts of action movies released on social media. Those captivating teasers clearly indicate that Africa is gearing towards great achievements in its movie sector. But before Malawi came to the spotlight, Henry Obama had gotten deep into martial arts in film. He is a Cameroonian action movie actor who doubles as a producer of the upcoming No Time. From Yaoundé, the filmmaker will be throwing more light on this upcoming production, plus his impression on the Malawi action film Example. Good morning, Henry. We'll be right back with you.
Okay.
Hello, Henry. How are you feeling this afternoon in Yaoundé, Cameroon?
Oh, well, I'm fine. I'm a bit tired. I'm just coming from training.
So, Henry, we've heard a lot of buzz about your movie No Time. Can you confirm that this is going to be an action movie?
Yes, I believe that No Time is not only going to be an action movie, but precisely a martial arts film, 100% martial film made in Cameroon, Africa.
I cannot wait to see it. What stage of production are you in?
Well, actually, we are at the post-production phase, but somewhere on the line, probably by next month, we are going to do some additional film shooting to make the film much better.
Okay. And how long has the filming process taken?
Well, we depending on the new footage that we have, it will be a feature film, so it will be likely less or more 90 minutes long.
Yeah, for the filming process itself, how long did it take you guys, moving from location to location? Was it a matter of weeks, months? How long?
We took about more than 2 weeks to do the production shooting of the movie. Okay. About 18 days.
18 days. Was this 18 continuous days?
Yes, it's continuous, day and night.
Wow. I cannot wait for this movie to come out and see all the hard work that you've been doing. For those who don't know what this movie is about, can you give us a quick synopsis of it?
Actually, No Time is a movie which focuses about human trafficking. It's a serious issue which is going on not only in Africa but across the world. And the hero, John Nambe, who is a special force agent for the government, is helping his nephew to find out his girlfriend who has disappeared and to find out those who killed his niece. That's about the movie.
Okay. And who are some of the people in this movie? Who does the cast consist of?
The actors?
Yes.
Okay, well, the cast, you have Elian the Force Obama, who is playing John Ambe. You have Prince Onje, you have Dinga Nuela, you have Chana Bazil, Melville Mel, Martina Ares, Sidil Mukete, MCC, Virginity, Joker Silvestre, Ilieta Oben, playing Travis Ambe. You have
the veteran action stars, killing playing the main villain in Bordeaux. We had about 50 to actors and stunt fighters taking part in the film as the cast.
So, what criteria did you use to choose your cast?
Well, my criteria was quite simple. You know, when you're a filmmaker and you have a good story in front of you, you want actors who can reflect the story. So my problem was character description. Do you look like character? Do you talk like the character? Do you behave like the character? Do you have the fighting skill or the acting chops to portray the character? So that was the major thing I was trying to do when we were casting the actors.
Okay, that propels me right to the next question. How did you train the people? Or did you just look for people who could act and who already had martial arts skills, or you had to train them from zero?
I think one thing is certain in most projects, you always have some few actors who have experience. Those who don't have experience. But what I try to do in no time is that I try to put the actors in roles they'll be able to talk, and the fighters in roles which they'll be fighting. But there were some few exceptions where certain actors had to learn how to fight, and some fighters had to learn how to talk. But there were not many.
Okay, so how did that entire training process go? Was it tedious, or they just picked up really quick?
Actually, what we did was that we took actually 2 months of training for the movie. So we took 2 months of training, and we were training three to 5 times a week. So it was tedious. But the actors and the fighters were really catching up, because you have 2 months for training. And for an African film, it's not all the time. So we did something good, and they did well.
All right. You just told us that you guys are still filming some scenes that needed to be retouched. So when should we be expecting the final product in the market?
Well, the final product, no time, will likely be coming by mid-2018. We want to do a good product, and we want to take the right time for the post-production, editing, the music, marketing, the promotion. We want to do something excellent.
There is a lot of anticipation surrounding this movie. So tell us why No Time will be a must watch.
Well, I think what will make No Time to be a hard watch is that there's a lot of controversy. I think the African American community is a big supportive in the concept of the African hero. And I believe that everybody wants to see an African hero, from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ghana, across the world, because it is our time to see a hero. And I believe that everybody wants to let us see somebody who looks like me, someone who is black, who can fight, who can save the world. We should not always be playing hero, people who are sad, who are in prison, who are slaves. So I think that is going to be a film to watch, because people want to see a hero.
Oh, that is really, really motivating. I'm sorry. That's just how emotional it got to me. And because most of the times when we watch American movies, we get to see, people projecting some particular kind of people that they don't identify with as heroes, and we grow up, looking up to those. So if No Time comes in as that thing to break that bridge, that you can now have maybe, I don't know what your character is going to be in the movie, we can now have that person to be a hero, that even the kids can be like, okay, I want to be strong like that person and not just Van Damme and all of that, then that will surely be great. I really appreciate that concept, Henry.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I grew up watching Wesley Snipes, Billy Blanc, Michael J. White, the legend Kelly. These were black Americans who were action heroes, and I admire them. I want to be them, and I want to share the same dream to many African children across the world, that we too, Africans, can be heroes. We too have our own heroes. We too are champions. We can do bad things.
Okay, just the last question before you go, Henry. Are we going to have some indigenous fighting concepts like pala pala and all of that, or is it just going to be pure martial arts?
Well, the concept of the film No Time is to showcase our fighting skills. And during the whole project, I was fighting people from different styles, from karate, from taekwondo, from kung fu, from wrestling. And my character is a character, he's like water. He's able to adapt with any person that he meets on the way. So, and yes, I have to know that the origins of martial arts come from Africa. And that's what you people don't know. Because if humanity was coming from Africa, everything comes from Africa. So my character showcases the capacity of the black man to adapt from one fighting style to another fighting style.
All right, Henry, thank you so much, and thank you for coming on air with us on Apex1 Radio. Keep watching Apex1, keep listening to Apex1 Radio, and just keep out on the loop of anything that goes on in this project, because we are very, very interested and will help to put this project to the rest of the world. But for now, it's just bye-bye, and talk to you some other time, Henry Barma.
Okay, thank you very much to receiving me on your show. I was very proud to be part of that show.
It's a pleasure to have you, Henry.
It's Canal on the beat.
Wax day. Okay. La 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 la. Qu'est-ce que tu sais? C'est toi que j'aime, please don't go, baby, faut pas compliquer. Et pour jamais, je t'aimerai, t'en fais pas, baby, faut pas compliquer. Et si jamais on t'avait trompé, laisse tomber le passé. Prends la main, laisse-moi te guider. Brillons sous le soleil de l'amour éternel. Rassure-toi, je ne quitterai pas. You be my love, baby, faut pas compliquer. Quoi que ça soit, tu resteras dans mon cœur. Chouchou, faut pas compliquer. Je sais que tu as peur d'être blessé, mais cette fois c'est vrai, bébé. Si jamais tu penses à me quitter, baby girl, mon cœur sèche comme une fleur.
It's good for your soul and food for my soul.
in case you didn't know. Now let me see your hand if you feel it this song. Yeah, mama, nalo tenchongele, mlema musima kokamba, nalo tenchutia, miami to mi de baba.
And this beautiful piece is titled Kosa by laBelle.
Comme ça, comme ça.
laBelle is a Cameroonian urban artist and she has made the strides. She's come up with very beautiful pieces like Fine, Falling, Going Higher, Only You. And today she's here to talk to us about Kosa, her new musical piece which she just released a few weeks ago, and we are anticipating and waiting for the video to be out soon. And if you just joined us, the program on air is African Fiesta, and we are reporting live from Columbus, Ohio, here in the United States of America today, the 16th day of September 2017. With me here in the studio is Daizy and Ernest Kanjo as the producer. Stay tuned, beautiful listeners of Apex1Radio, and in about a few minutes we'll be having laBelle here with us. But for now, just enjoy this beautiful piece titled Kosa.
Respect to Cameroon music legends. Manu Dibango, Shalom Bango, Didi.
Please hold me close, serre-moi fort, chouchou, faut pas compliquer. Et si jamais on t'avait trompé, laisse tomber le passé. Prends la main, laisse-moi te guider. Brillant sous le soleil de l'amour éternel.
Like we said before, we have laBelle here with us today, this morning on Apex1Radio, and she's here to talk to us about her latest single titled Kosa. Hello, laBelle.
Hello, Carista. How are you doing? You're Carista, right?
Yes, I am Carista,
Okay.
and I'm here with Daizy, who will equally be talking to you this morning.
Okay.
Hello, laBelle. Welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So how are you faring this morning?
I am actually great. Actually, I'm not great because I haven't slept well. I was at a show last night.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
barely slept. I've had just like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, but it's okay. I'm going to go back to sleep after this.
Okay, so where is your geographical location right now? Because I know with you, Stars, you just travel all over the world, and you never
Actually,
know
I'm in
where you
Dallas,
are.
Texas.
Oh, right.
I'm in
I said
Dallas.
it. Okay. So, Kosa sounds like Makosa. Like, when I hear of Kosa, being a Cameroonian, I'm just thinking about the Makosa vibe. So, is it a Makosa song?
Yes, I would say that. Kosa is derived from the word Makosa, and Makosa means dance, and it was one of the most popular, genres in Cameroon in the 80s and in the 90s. So it is a Makossa inspired track. So I would say it's Makossa, although it has a little bit of, Afro pop, to it. But yeah, I would say it's Makossa.
All right. Beautiful. So it's been a couple of days since you released Kossa. First, what has been the reaction from the public so far?
It's been great. It's been awesome. And I thank everyone, who loves the song. Like almost everybody I know who listened to the song just at first hearing just fell in love with it. It's been amazing. Like even right from the first time I premiered it, like before the official release, I premiered it somewhere in Maryland at a convention, and it was awesome. So I knew right there that people were gonna love that song, and it's what I expected. So everyone is loving it, and I'm really, really grateful for that.
Oh, yeah, that is the spirit of Makossa. It's very contaminating. But before we go ahead, where was this song recorded and under what record label?
It was recorded here at the Dilo Outcome Production House. I don't want to say it's a label yet. It's still a production house. It's not a full-fledged, label. But this is, I work with the Dilo Outcome, and basically everything was recorded, mixed and mastered in the Dilo Outcome Studios. So yeah.
Are you working with that studio? Are you signed under that label?
I don't want to say signed, but I work with them. They do almost everything for me as far as, audio production and all that. Okay. So, but yeah, I do work with them.
And for the Kossa track, how long did it take you to record and produce that?
It took me about, I want to say 2 weeks. It took me about 2 weeks from the time I conceived the idea to, writing the lyrics. I actually wrote the song. You best believe it. Everyone is surprised, like, wow, you can really write. But yeah, I actually wrote the song, and yeah, it took me about 2 weeks, I would say.
Okay,
to finish up everything.
Okay, drawing from that, what particular message, what inspired you to write the song in the first place? And what particular message do you hope to push through to your audience using this song?
Okay, so yeah, Kossa, like I said earlier, is old school Makossa inspired. And it came up at a period when, I was listening a lot to, a lot of old school Makossa, and it was so good. And, I kind of felt like, what happened to this? Like, we don't listen to this again anymore. And, I kind of felt bad because Makossa is an original music from Cameroon, whether we like it or not. Most of what we do right now is copy from the Nigerians. Everybody is doing Afrobeat. And, I felt the need to revive Makossa. I would call it a rebirth of Makossa, because it is, it's an original stuff from Cameroon, and back in the days, it put Cameroon out there internationally. Like, it was really big. So I felt the need to revive it, and also, to pay respect to those people who started it, like the Manu Dibangos, the Richard Bonas, the Petit Pays. Those people worked hard. And right now, I kind of felt like, it's good for me to celebrate these people because they worked hard and they deserve to be celebrated. So that's why I came up with the song Kossa.
You are absolutely right. There's been a decline in the Makossa music genre. So you said you recorded the song, you wrote it by yourself. Were there other people you worked with?
No, the Kossa was all me. Like, I wrote the song alone. I composed the melodies alone. Like, it was all me. The other person I worked with was my producer, Dilo, who was the person who did the beat, and he did the recording, he did the mixing and the mastering of the song and put it out. But apart from that, yeah, I did the rest of it.
Oh, that's a lot of work, and it must be really challenging to have all of that work in one hand. So can you tell us a bit about the challenges you faced during the post-production or the pre-production and post-production of this song?
Yes. One main was I had to do a lot of research. It had me kept me up all night sometimes. Because there were some particular melodies I wanted to include in it, which was also inspired from old school Makossa, but I couldn't know, I didn't know who sang it. I just had this melody in my head. I don't even know the lyrics. I don't know the artist. So it pushed me to work. I had to go back, do a lot of research. There were times I actually came online on my platform and put it there. Can you list the names of some old school female Makossa legends and their hit tracks? And people would comment, and that actually helped. So that was the main challenge. Apart from that, everything just went well.
So you're mainly tired this morning because you had a concert last night. Do you have any future concerts planned, and where, and the dates? Do you have any of that planned yet?
Oh, yes, definitely. I have been working on my next mini album, an EP, which should be out by the end of this month. I've been working on it since last year, and it's going to be out on the 30th of this month. Let me just put it out there. I'm going to do a premiere of the EP on Mr. Leo's show, which will be on the 29th in Dallas. There I'm going to be performing 2 or 3 of, the new songs from the new EP. And people should expect great stuff. If you loved my previous EP, then you should love the next one.
Okay, so, you just talked to us about performing at Mr. Leo's concert. So what other concerts do you have coming up which you have been booked for, so our listeners can, show up there and support?
Oh, yeah. So apart from last night, Coco Argente was in Dallas, and I performed, and it was actually really great. And I thank all those who came out to support me. God bless you all. The next one, the next major one, of course, is the one where Mr. Leo is coming to Dallas, and I will be performing alongside him and alongside some other great artists like Montez, Tirajai, Prince P. It's going to be great, and I really wish everyone should come out and, support Cameroon music. We have a lot of stuff, but if people are not coming out to support us, then there is no need for it. So, yeah.
This is a beautiful genre of music that's slowly dying. We're glad to have you here to revive it. There are lots of people out there who love this type of music. I, for one, love it. If you have a concert near here, I would definitely show up there. What last words do you have to say to your fans who are listening right now?
Well, my last words, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Apex1Radio. God bless you guys, for the good work you're doing. And thank you to all my supporters. And I just want you to keep listening to Alemi's music. I haven't even started yet. The music I have in store for you guys is mind-blowing. And, I just need you guys to keep, stick by me, and you're not going to regret it. So and to all those who don't know me yet, I'm happy to be here on Apex1Radio and, talking about myself. And I hope that you go and check me out on my page, Alemyz, Alemyz. That's the name. And take note of that name, Alemyz. I'm coming.
See you at the top. All right, it has been a beautiful interview with you. Can you please drop any a contact, so if there's anybody listening and would like to book you for a show or would like to do any kind of business with you, they could reach you at?
Oh, yes. You can contact us by email, gaeloutcome@gmail.com. So GAELOUTCOME alemise@gmail.com. And if you didn't get that, you can also just go to my Facebook page, Alemise, ALE space MYZ. You can go to my official page and send us a message, and we'll, get to you from there.
Okay, thank you very much for coming on our show this morning, Alemise. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and just keep us posted about your future projects, and we'll be very glad to have them covered. For now, just have a wonderful weekend, and you can go back to sleep now.
I definitely will, and thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys.
All right.
I hope you have a great rest of your day too.
Thank you, and bye-bye.
Yeah. It's Alemise, yeah. Kylo on the beat, yeah. Do you ever regret the times in your lives when you took decisions in no time? And you realize it cost you so much just because take your time. I don't care what they talk, say time they go say talk. Oh yes, I do realize that they want grand picking, mommy want big granny. I know that I'm gonna take my time. I need someone to be with me for life, someone to call my best friend. For your time and place, just enjoy the moment, and that's still the song. Just enjoy, and that's still the song. One heart, one life, and everything is gone. So wake up, and that's still the song. I need someone to be with me for life, someone to call my best friend. We need to be.
In the next minute, we'll be heading right straight to Bamenda, where Wancha Cynthia will be talking to the owner of Cuisine Yomi Resto.
Yeah. Do you feel me?
If you're just joining us, then this is Apex1radio, and we are reporting live from Columbus, Ohio, today, the 16th day of September 2017.
I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. You should take your time. You should take your time. We gonna take our time. We gonna take our time. We gonna take our time.
African cuisine continues to make great strides. Ask tourists who visit the continent what they enjoyed most during the trip, and you won't be surprised that food will be mentioned. Yomi Restaurant is a glaring example of such places that put African cuisine at the top. The Bamenda-based eating house attracts scores of people daily, and the response to its services has been great. Wancha Cynthia visited Yomi Restaurant and spoke to its proprietor, and this is what they have for us.
Mande Basame, and on a large scale, I'm a businesswoman. On a smaller scale, I own Yomi Restaurant. So that's me.
Now let's find out how that name Yomi. How did it come about?
Yomi is just the word that says delicious, because we're going for really delicious meals, and we want everybody to have that feeling when they eat our food. So Yomi just says delicious, and that's what we give out, delicious food.
What motivated you to open a restaurant, taking into consideration we have a good number of them within the city of Bamenda?
Food is my passion. I love to cook. I love the kitchen, and more so I love when people eat and you see that smile on their faces, and they're satisfied, and also do that at considerably moderate costs. Yeah, there's every business has a market, so there's never too many places to eat, especially food. So that's just my motivation, but it's more driven by my passion for food and putting out this talent, and making people benefit from it.
How long have you been running it?
Yomi Restaurant has been running now for 3 years. 3 years and about 2 months. Yeah, 3 years and 2 months. It's still in its baby mode. So.
And for now, how many staff do you have?
We run on 6 staffs. We have like 6. We have 4 servers and then 2 cooks. So, I'm one of the cooks, so I'm still staff. So, yeah. We have like 6 persons together.
What do you serve your clients, and how do you go about picking these dishes? Food is the passion, and I chose the kind of meals that people want to eat every day. And when we tried to come up with the menu, I thought about food that will be heavy yet delicious, and you can have in small portions but still have the satisfaction that you want. So we serve African dishes and some European dishes as well. Things like eru. We have our signature dish, which is our fried rice. We have ndole fried plantain, huckleberry, okra soup. We have mboko chobi. We do so many things. Poulet DG now, that's foreign, and we do just so many dishes. It's a one-stop for almost every meal. Now, which of these delicacies it's so demanded, and why?
But I like to say that will be our fried rice, because I think that we added a little cliche to fried rice to make it over the usual. Rice is that meal that everybody goes for, but we didn't just want to do regular rice. We wanted to do rice with a little bit of class. So our fried rice is just, it's the best. Everyone says it. We're not bluffing, but that's the truth. Our fried rice is the best, so most people go for fried rice. But then the days when other meals to sell higher, so every meal has its day basically, but fried rice, that's our signature.
And which of these dishes is the hardest to prepare? Like when a client says, "This is what I want," you're like, "Oh my God."
I think DG is like the oh my God meal, because the process is really long, and then before you go through all the frying and cutting, and you want to make it look as yummy as it's supposed to be and taste as well, most times people get tired of waiting, and so you have clients who complain. But that seems to be like the only dish that I go like, oh my God, when it comes to DJ. But everyone that has been patient enough to wait have always loved the meal. Yeah.
Now, how many clients will you say you serve in a day? Approximately how many clients do you get?
Tricky question there, but before now, our clientele used to go up to like 40-50 persons a day, but with the instability in town, with the ghost towns and all of that, our clientele has really dropped considerably. So right now we dance between 20-25. Sometimes it goes even less. It's a little hard, but we're staying positive. So yeah.
Describe a typical workday at Yomi Restaurant.
Oh my God. Well, I usually say once I walk into the doors of Yomi, if I have something to do out of this place, there's no way I'll ever catch up. When you get in, a typical day at Yomi will be, when shopping has been done, you're prepping ingredients for food, and before you finish doing that and you finish cooking, after our preps we go into cooking the food, and you have so many dishes to cook because you don't want people to come and have to wait too long to eat. So you cook every dish up to a point, and then you just leave it at some point for the finishing touches. So it's work. You're moving up and down for hours, and before you know it, clients are coming in, so you have to finish the dishes and serving people, and before you know it, places are getting dark. So when you get into Yomi on a typical day, you don't have a life. It's movement up down until you close. So
how many hours a day?
We start like 10 a.m. and we go home like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. thereabouts. So that's like approximately 10 hours. Yeah.
Now, usually to run these things of businesses, you must always face challenges. What are some of your challenges?
Yeah, we do face a lot of challenges. First of all, our society is the kind that looks down on people in our kind of business, and so you have people that will talk down on you, people will be rude to you, people will make you feel like because you're running a restaurant you probably didn't go to school, or you're like a nobody in the society. We really face those challenges. I mean, like 3 weeks ago, one of my staff came into the kitchen. She was really crying because a customer had put Gary in her mouth. So people can go that crazy, and those are things we face. On other levels, we face challenges with taxes. Sometimes business is not really going as much as you think it should, but taxes come and they are so exorbitant, and you have to start explaining or paying things that you don't even understand. So it's just crazy, but we're just trying to cope with what's going on. Those are basically our challenges. And the search for capital, when you want to grow bigger, the search for capital, sometimes you see opportunities you can't just grasp because it's a little slow and you don't have as much capital to just go all the way.
Would this be the only branch you own for now?
Yes, we are looking at expanding to Yaoundé in the nearest future. We're looking at expanding to Yaoundé, but for now Yomi is just only in Bamenda. So, but we go places, like when we have catering jobs out of town. Yes, we go to Yaoundé. We've catered in Yaoundé, we've catered in Boya, we've catered in Limbe. So I can say that Yomi goes everywhere. So yeah.
Now, how has Yomi contributed to the development of cuisine within the Northwest or within the city of Bamenda?
I think that we have been a great challenge to so many people. First of all, because when we started, it was like, what's this small girl doing? I mean, where is she coming from? And then we brought our dishes and we decided to put it at an old standing, so that restaurant food normally has people have the notion that restaurant food is food that is less than what you do in your house, but we wanted to take away that myth, and so we brought in we put our hearts to our food. I put my heart to the food I do. I want my food, what I serve people, to be like what I eat in my own house, and so I put my heart to it and I give it my best. So I think that message has gone around to so many people, and it has challenged a couple of restaurants, because I have lots of friends who have people who have restaurants. It's challenging some people. Also, our customer service is really, really good, and I've had so many people commend us, wow, your services are good, and it has challenged other restaurants to work on their staffing and attitude towards clients and all that. So yeah.
Now, somebody gets into Bamenda for the very first time. Why would the person want to come eat at Yomi restaurant?
Because you will eat the best fried rice for one, and Yomi restaurant is clean. We take hygiene like top priority. It's really clean. Our kitchens are clean. The staff, make sure that everything is on point at every time. Our customer services are awesome. You feel like we say that we want to give people the home feeling. That's the thing about Yomi. On a typical
we're having a little technical issue there, and yes, it has been a very packed show today. We had Gwane Hansel, who spoke to us from Boya. We had Solomon Atta, who spoke to us from South Africa. We had Tabitha Kings, who gave us this beautiful talk about Facebook Live. So Daisy, what's your impression about Facebook Lives?
I think Facebook Live is a great invention. Obviously, it has its pros and its cons. So my only advice would be, when using it, use it wisely, because whatever you put out there is out there forever.
Yes, I feel like that's the problem with this social media age, because like when you give out information, it's gone and gone. Because back in the day, when people shared information in written form, it was very easy to track down a letter and and burn it, and nobody ever knows what you wrote. But right now, even if you write it down, someone is gonna take a picture of it and it's gone. Like, there's no way you can really retrieve what you put out there. So it's scary. And if you have to do Facebook Lives, take care of your background, because some people just feel like, okay, if your face is in the video, that's all what people want to know.
No, the background matters.
Yeah,
even more than your face.
I don't want to see those Facebook Lives with scary things hanging on the background. If you have to do a Facebook Live, put a little bit of effort and make it the background eye conducive, right? All right. And hope you had fun with us today.
I had fun. I had a very, very good time with our guests like Henry Obama, the actor. I am very excited for this project to come out, the movie No Time. Can you imagine maybe a Batman who is a black man doing the type of martial arts that we see in Hollywood movies?
I know.
I'm excited for something like that. And for our listeners who didn't hear that section, they're working on something to come out in May of 2018. So stay tuned for the movie No Time.
Okay, we are going to take a very brief musical break, and when we come back, we'll pull the curtains to this 87th edition of your favorite show, African Fiesta.
Keep it locked. To African Fiesta here on Apex1Radio. Shout out to our listeners, Mr. Paul Walang, who was listening from Columbus, Ohio, Mark Cadlin listening here in the United States. We also want to shout out to Njue Miss Lynn, who was listening from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Oh, yes, and a special shout out also goes out to Comfort Lizard, who was listening to us all the way from Douala, Cameroon. And to all of you beautiful listeners of Apex1Radio, you know we love you, we appreciate you, okay? And for the best of African entertainment, African news, and in short, African edutainment, you know you can always turn to Apex1Radio. If you want to visit our website is www.apex1radio.com, and that is how you get to know our schedule and everything. And stay tuned to our Facebook page, because there's going to be a rebroadcast of this show, which is going to come up later during the week, and we'll let you know. Our Facebook page is Apex1Radio, APEX1 Radio, and yes,
a final shout out to Marianne, who was listening to us all the way from Minnesota. And that, dear listeners, is how we put a full stop to this 87th edition of African Fiesta here on Apex1Radio. It was a big team that kept you company. Stay tuned for our future broadcasters. Thank you and have a wonderful Saturday. It is I, Maggie Daizy, here in studio with NS Kanjo and my co-host
Carista laBelle, and keep listening to Apex1Radio, baby.
like you distract jigger. She be done already know say don't gossip. Now you want drink water. She be done to the place where you the hide banger. Money then for you breast swear. We don't look house no day there. Now she go send to the kudi palava. After you don't go boro boro. She sabi a paddy, Tom Dick and Harry. We will not go drink water gari. You feel say you been boko. You go wrong when she show you go boko. Busy body, easy body for night. She be busy body, easy body for night. Easy body. When you go come she done. When you go come she done. Think about yourself, mommy. She know they sleep for night. Busy body. When you go come she done, mommy. When you go come she done, mommy. You know they sleep for night. You know they sleep for night. You know they sleep for night. Look at the up and down. Oh, Jackson on the track.
It's easy, baby. Yeah, me